As a child and well into my teenage years, I witnessed my father's emotional, verbal, and physical abuse of my mother. And my mother chose to stay. And although their relationship improved throughout the years to being abuse-free, I could never understand why or how my mother put up with my father's abuse. I vowed that I would never date anyone like my father. And then I met my ex-husband. Everyone loved him. He was really friendly and encouraging and loving. And it all kind of just started very subtly. Every time we got into an argument, he would throw and break whatever was within reach. And he would blame me for all of our arguments. Somehow, everything was always my fault, even if I was the one that I was upset at him for something. I didn't tell anyone what was going on. I didn't tell my family. I wasn't really speaking to them at the time. I didn't tell my friends, mostly because I was embarrassed because of how I was allowing him to treat me. But at the same time, I was protecting him. I did not want my family or friends to despise him. I began to lose a lot of weight, and I was depressed, and I decided to leave him. So I tried leaving. He promised he would change, and so I stayed. We went through moments where things would get better for a couple days, and then, things would escalate again, and we would get into really aggressive arguments. And one day, he sexually assaulted me. I was really furious about it, and I demanded an apology. He reminded me that we were married and refused to apologize. And not until I begged him in tears for an apology, he gave me a half-hearted one, no remorse. And I stayed. I believed things would change, and I loved him. He was not beating me, so I could just leave, but at this point, he was not allowing me to physically leave. One day we got into an argument, and that day he decided to leave me alone. He didn't take my phone away. And in that moment, I just rushed, called my sister, at the time lived 2 hours away from me. I gathered as much of my belongings as I could in that time. And she came, picked me up, and I left. After that, we got divorced. He continued to harass me for some time until I threatened to get a restraining order. So that's really when he stopped harassing me and looking for me. I went through this period of time where I think that my survival mode kind of kicked in, and I was just trying to maintain a new job. And eventually it hit me. Started getting a lot of flashbacks, and just having a hard time, just feeling really depressed, feeling like I was still in the relationship even though I was not. Started going to therapy, and I got prescribed medication. I got diagnosed with major depression, and then I was giving antidepressants, And so all of that started helping, and I started feeling better. But I wanted to do more for other people that were in similar situation. So I found La Casa de las Madres, and I decided to volunteer for them. My name is Maribel Lopez, and I'm a survivor.